Man's Search for Meaning. In the gray silence of dawn, a man walked through the gates of Auschwitz. His name was Viktor Frankl. Around him stretched a world stripped of humanity. Walls of barbed wire, the echo of commands, and faces hollowed by hunger. He had lost everything: his parents, his wife, his home, his profession. He had once been a psychiatrist who studied the human mind. Now he was a number on a list, a body in a line, a shadow among thousands. And yet, within him, something faint still lived, the will to understand. Each morning, the prisoners stood in rows, waiting for their names to be called. Snow fell, the cold burned the skin, and the silence was broken only by coughs and orders shouted in German. Victor watched men collapse, watched food stolen, saw kindness disappear like breath in winter air. But what struck him most was not cruelty, it was endurance. He noticed that two men could face the same hunger, the same pain, the same loss, and one would give up, while the other would keep walking, even smiling. There was something invisible at work, something inside that determined whether a man lived or died before his body failed. He began to see a pattern. Those who had something to live for, a loved one, a dream, a purpose, could bear the unbearable. One night as he lay on wooden planks beneath a leaking roof, Victor closed his eyes and saw his wife's face. Not in flesh, but in memory. She smiled, and for a moment, the world outside vanished. That memory gave him warmth stronger than any blanket. In that moment he understood. Freedom was not found in walls or food or safety. It was found inside the mind. The Nazis could strip him of everything but one thing: the power to choose his attitude. Each day he was faced with that choice: to sink or to stand, to curse life or to serve it. He began to comfort other prisoners, sharing bread he barely had. He spoke softly about purpose, about holding on to a thought, a reason to survive. He told them, if we have a why, we can bear any how. Even in the camps, meaning could be found in love, in work, in courage, even in suffering itself. Suffering, he realized, was not the enemy. Hopelessness was. As the months passed, Victor's body weakened, but his mind grew sharper. He began to study the spirit of man as if it were his patient. He saw that man was not destroyed by suffering, he was destroyed by meaningless suffering. And so, Victor made a decision. He would survive, not to live, but to learn, to see whether life still had meaning even in the shadow of death. Years passed. The war ended. The gates opened. The camps fell silent. And Victor stepped back into a world that barely recognized itself. He was thin, scarred, and alone. But inside him lived a truth that would change millions of lives. He wrote it simply: everything can be taken from a man except one thing, the last of the human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He rebuilt his life, founded logotherapy, and taught that meaning is not found in comfort, but in responsibility. That man's deepest need is not pleasure or power, but purpose. He told his students in the world, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. He spoke not as a victim, but as a witness to the human spirit. In the darkest corners of suffering, he had seen the light of dignity. He called it meaning, and through his voice, that meaning became immortal.